Oh, that made me emotional. Oh, I hated that. Hi. So I have filmed 2 videos today, both of which I'm not fully excited about. Now I'm gonna film I'm gonna film a 3rd one, and then I'm gonna film a 4th one after this. So yeah, my life is going great. I just thought that I would sit down, and I wanted to do the getting to know me video where I pretty much tell you like my whole life story. All right, so I have a bunch of questions pulled up. I have my mirror here, and I'm going to just do my makeup and my hair. Hold on, I need to close the door. Okay. That's better. Let's get into the first question. First question is, what is your full name? My full name is SophiaEuphiaVlogs. Yeah, I know. What does your full name mean? I know that Sophia means like wisdom. Euphia is my great grandma's name. Her name was Euphi. And then one of my relatives was like, oh, let's make it rhyme. Why not? So they changed the E to an A. And then Buchanan. I don't think it actually means anything, but it's fun to say. I am going to do eye drops. Roto Cool, and these are the redness reliever and lubricant eye drops. These are good for if you have allergies like me. Okay, next question was, are you named after anyone? Yes, my great grandmother and Sophia Loren. These are the worst, and they burn so bad, but so good. Okay, I'm not crying, I swear, it's just the eye drops. Next, I'm gonna put on some moisturizer. This is the Simple Sensitive Skin Experts Water Boost Skin Quenching Sleeping Cream. Does your name make any interesting anagrams? Seb? I don't think so, no. If you had to change your first name, what would you change it to? Oh, that's pretty cool. I think I would probably change it to Zoe, but that's really why I want to have like a daughter, so that I can just name her Zoe instead. Where are you from? I am kind of from everywhere, but my like actual home that I claim to be home is Calhoun, Louisiana. Where were you born? I was born in Midwest City, Oklahoma at Tinker Air Force Base. My mom was in the Air Force, and she had me and my brother there. Where did you grow up? Funny story. I grew up everywhere. So I was born in Midwest City, and then we moved to Greenwood, Arkansas, and we lived in Mansfield, Arkansas, and we lived in Calhoun, Louisiana, and then we traveled with the carnival. So that story is for a different day. And then I moved to California. Who did you look up to growing up? My grandma. Still my grandma. She raised me, and she's honestly like one of the best humans on the planet. What are your best characteristics? I have a lot of talents, and I know that sounds conceited. I'm very creatively talented, so there's that. I'm also pretty kind, and I really love food. I think that's a great characteristic. What are my favorite things about myself? Oh, God. I really like my eyes after I have makeup on them. My lips are pretty nice, and my hair. I love my hair. Which of your parents are you closest to? I've always had like a love-hate relationship with both of my parents, but I'm probably closest with my mom now than I ever have been. Which of your parents are you more like? I'm probably more like my dad. Honestly, I'm pretty lazy, but I'm funny, and he's really funny. So more like my dad, definitely. Okay, I'm gonna get to some color correction. I'm gonna use the, where is it? NARS Soft Matte Concealer in Vanilla, and I'm going to use a brush. There you are, Morphe E45. Are your grandparents still married? Yes, but both of my grandfathers, my Papa Al and Shoaib, they are both on in another life. They are no longer here. What relative was important to you growing up, and why? Again, my grandma. She raised me. She kind of turned me into the human that I am today, and I will always look up to her and thank her for that. What is one thing you've never revealed to your parents? Let's see. I'm pretty open with both of my parents, just because we have had such like a rocky relationship. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of things, but nothing that's like, not like other kids where they'd be like, oh yeah, I used to sneak out all the time. Like my aunt that helped raise me, like she knows that we snuck out and she knows that we were, you know, normal kids. What would your parents have named you if you were the opposite gender? Let's find out. Never mind. I think my mom answered this and she said that she would have named me my brother's name, Chandler. What do I call my grandparents? On my mom's side, my grandma's name is Mama Lean. My late grandpa's name was Papa Al. My dad's side, I have my Haja, and she's my grandmother. And then I have Shoaib, and he was my grandpa. I never really got to meet him like in an age that I would remember him. He passed away when I was very young, so I never really got to have much of a relationship with him. And I do have a little bit of a relationship with my grandmother, but she lives in Morocco, so I don't really get to see her that much. And the only words that she knows in English are like, I love you. So what is my best physical feature? Again, probably my eyes. Other people would probably say my butt. What is my biggest accomplishment? I don't know. I don't feel like I've accomplished much. Other people would probably say completely different, but I don't know. I don't feel like I have done anything that's like a huge major accomplishment. What's my biggest fear? Everything. What's my biggest regret? My biggest regret. There are so many, and they were all boys. I think my biggest regret, my biggest regret's name was Jordan. Or, well, I'm not gonna say the other name because we still kind of coexist. What is my eye color? I think technically it's hazel, but I find it to be much more green. And I have a flower in my eyes, which is pretty cool. What inspires me? Oh man, there are so many things that inspire me. Art, mostly colored art, which is kind of new now. I used to be really into like black and white art, but colored art has really just kind of woken my life up a little bit. Music is a huge inspiration. And then other people that are just, you know, living their life and doing what they love. That is so beyond inspiring. What is the most important thing in your life? Well, I mean, that really depends on what you're asking. What's the most important thing in my life? I think the most important thing in my life is happiness. If you mean something like material, probably my grandmother's ring. What has required the most courage of you in your life so far? Drum corps, hands down. That was the scariest and most rewarding experience ever. I still need courage to even talk about it. Who's my favorite actor? This is hard. You know, I watch a lot of movies. I really love movies, and it really depends on what you mean. I'm probably just gonna go with Meryl Streep. She's pretty incredible. I don't think that there should be two different categories for actors and actresses. I think they're the same thing. The next question was, who's your favorite actress? If there has to be a favorite actor, Jason Statham, but Jason Statham before all of his American hit films, like British Jason Statham, when he was in his like British film days. That was the best version of him, I think. Who's my favorite celebrity? I don't really know. Like there are a lot of celebrities that I like, but there are none where I'm like gaga over, you know? My favorite musician, God, this is hard. I think like if we're going all in, Rihanna maybe. Favorite person in the world? My favorite person in the world is my grandma. Again, my favorite childhood memory. Oh God, my childhood. Probably like, it's not like a specific memory, but my cousins and I, this towel is like not working with me. My cousins and I used to dress up and have like these fashion shows with my grandma's old dresses and stuff. That was probably like my favorite thing that we did. My favorite color. Favorite color is tricky for me. I really love like olive khaki green, and I really love pink. Pink is like my color, you know, but so is olive green. What is my favorite cultural activity? Crawfish bowls, hands down. Like best cultural activity you'll ever take part in. My favorite drink, watermelon cream slush from Sonic. What is your favorite fairy tale? Little Mermaid count? What's your favorite food? Pizza. Favorite holiday destination? I don't even know what that means. Favorite ice cream flavor? Mint chocolate chip. It has to be green though. It can't be white mint. That doesn't make any sense. Favorite music genre? Broadway. If I could only listen to one style of music for the rest of my life, it would be Broadway music for sure. What's your favorite physical activity? color guard, dancing, nothing past there. Favorite quote, let's get sickening, even though it's from a drag queen that I can't stand. Favorite snack, apples with peanut butter. Favorite song, ooh, that's hard. Probably Blueberry Hill by Fats Domino. I know that that's like really random, and I'm probably too young to even like know what that is, but I was raised by my grandmother. So favorite sport, color guard. Favorite time of day, night. Favorite type of clothing, I love dresses, but like maxi dresses. Favorite way to pass time, watch YouTube. The name of my favorite restaurant, actually, you know, Sparrow and Wolf. Sparrow and Wolf in Las Vegas, Nevada. What is your all-time favorite town or city and why? I love New York City. New Orleans is probably like my favorite place to be. It's just so alive and it's so beautiful, and people get to eat the best food of their lives in that city. My favorite candle scent, I love candles, but like I don't go for like one scent, but if I had to only have one scent of a candle, it would be like eucalyptus. Favorite social media channel, I don't know what that means. My favorite social media outlet is Instagram. My favorite place to take an out-of-town guest. In California, my favorite place to take someone would definitely be the Monterey Bay Aquarium. That's my happy place. What was my favorite subject in high school? I don't know, I really liked English. I really did enjoy English. So probably that. What am I going for next? Powder. My least favorite subject in high school, math. Always and forever math. I have never understood math and I've never been good at it. Favorite Favorite TV show when I was a child? I just remember watching a lot of Little Mermaid. If you asked me like about my adolescence, it was Jersey Shore. Are you scared of heights? Yes. Are you high maintenance? No, I'm not actually. I don't think that I'm high maintenance. Am I needy? A lot. It doesn't take a whole lot to please me or to like keep me happy. Just honestly be cool and, you know, give me food and I'm good. Are you inclined to build your own empire or unleash the potential of others? I think I pretty much do both. Are you more likely to avoid conflict or engage it head on? Avoid. Avoid, avoid, avoid. Are you a dog person or a cat person? I'm an animal person. I am severely allergic to cats though, so I guess that makes me a dog person. Are you a fan of any sports team? I hate sports. Are you a good cook? I used to be a great cook. When I was in high school, I cooked all the time. Now, not so much. I don't know what happened, honestly. Are you an early adopter or a late adopter? Oh, like trends? If that's about trends, I don't do trends really. And if I do end up liking a trend, it's almost at the end of the trend's life, so probably a late adopter. If you had more courage, what would you do differently in your life now? I would post more on social media. I would take more pictures of me. I have really low self-esteem, so I don't take a lot of pictures of myself. I like to be behind the camera. What's good about how you are living your life right now? There's so many good things about how I'm living my life right now. It's honestly insane. I never thought that I would live a life like this. I never thought that I would have a house like the size of the house that we have. It is pretty incredible. I never thought that I would be in a relationship like the one that I'm in. There are so many good things happening right now for me. If you could eliminate one weakness or limitation in your life, what would it be? I would eliminate my anxiety. Anxiety has got to go. Who has left the most impact on your life? Again, my grandma. What aspect of your life needs tremendous improvement? Again, my anxiety. What's the weirdest thing you've seen in your life? I don't think that I can say it on YouTube. Who's the best teacher you've ever had? Her name is Rhonda McLaughlin. Absolutely incredible. She was my color guard instructor, and color guard instructors are teachers, whether you think so or not. Who's the biggest pack rat you know? Oh, my grandpa. My Papa Al, he was the biggest pack rat. He kept everything. Honestly, now that he is gone, I'm glad that he did, because we get to look back at, you know, the things that were important to him. Who's the first person you call when something exciting happens? My best friend Alex. Who's the first person you call when something horrible happens? My best friend Alex. Who's the worst boss you've ever had? Currently cannot say that. Can you close your eyes and raise your eyebrows? Yep. Can you do a split? I used to be able to really get down. Can you touch your nose with your tongue? I cannot, and I've tried my whole life. Can you whistle? Can you dance? Yeah, anyone can dance. Do you remember your dreams? Most of the time, I wish I didn't, but I do. Do you save old greeting cards and letters, or do you throw them away? I save most of them. Do you sing in the shower? Yes, I do. Nico thinks that I'm insane. Do you sleep with the lights on or off? What? Who sleeps with the lights on? Do you spell the color as gray or gray? G-R-E-Y. Do you take any pills or medication daily? I take birth control and I take Advil every day. Do you prefer kissing or cuddling? Both. Do you prefer that people shoot straight with you or temper their words, and why? Just be real. If there's a problem, there's a problem, and just say it and fix it. Do you prefer the Titanic or the Notebook? Titanic. Do you have a catchphrase? Mufasa. Do you have a garden? No, I don't, but I wish I did. I love gardens. Do you have a hidden dream that you've never shared with anyone? I mean, not really. Maybe. Actually, no, I've shared it with a few people, but it's not like publicly known. I really want to work in cosmetics, not just, you know, do my makeup every day. I would love to be a merchandiser for a cosmetics company. I think that that would be really interesting. Do you have a tattoo? Yes, I have 3. Do you have a whole lot of acquaintances or just a few very close friends? I have a lot of acquaintances. I don't have a lot of friends. That's kind of how I've always been. I moved around a lot when I was younger, and I just learned it was easier to not really make friends. And so I still kind of have that mindset, even though I've been here for 5 years. Do you have allergies? Yes, I have so many allergies, and I never had allergies before I moved to California. Do you have any birthmarks? No, I don't. Do you have any pets? Only if you count, you know, our family dog Essie Mae that lives in Louisiana with my grandmother. Do you hold any convictions that you would be willing to die for? No. No, absolutely not. Do you carry a donor card? I mean, my driver's license says that I'm like a donor, like a organ donor. Do you have a best friend? Yes, Alex. I love you so much. Do you believe in ignorance is bliss? No, I think that anyone can be educated on anything. Do you believe in love at first sight? Yes, I do. Who performs the most random acts of kindness Who performs the most random acts of kindness out of everyone you know? My Aunt Becky. She's the kindest woman on the planet. Who sent the last message you received? Nico. Who was the last person you ate dinner with? Nico. Who was your first boyfriend? My first like real boyfriend, his name was Alex, and it was in pre-K, like daycare, and we would have McDonald's under the monkey bars like every day at lunch. His mom would bring it for us. I don't know, my first like boyfriend where people knew that we were boyfriend and girlfriend was in middle school at Calhoun Middle School. His name was Ben Little. We dated for a pretty long time. Who was your first celebrity crush? Probably Justin Timberlake. Who was your first friend in college? I didn't really make friends in college. Who would you tell if you found a dead body in your garden? The police. What's your idea of special time together? Any time that I spend with someone is special time together. I didn't even put primer on. What is your most embarrassing moment? My whole life has been one giant embarrassing moment. My most used swear word is shit. Let me show you the palette that I'm gonna use today. And it's the Morphe 39A. And that is the color palette that we're working with today. I think I'm gonna go khakis, greens. What is your star sign? I am a Libra. My birthday is October 10th. What is something that amazes you? Oh my God, there are so many things. The most amazing thing that I've ever seen, anytime that someone that has a disability overcomes that and completely like proves the entire world wrong. I've seen that so many times, and it blows my mind every time. An ideal first date. Mine and Nico's first date was the absolutely perfect first date. Honestly, the best day of my life. What's on the top of my bucket list? Oh God, I don't have a bucket list. I don't do that. I don't know. I mean, I would love to travel more. What is something that you look for in a partner? Honesty. You gotta be yourself, or you know, it's not gonna happen. Like, it's not gonna work. The name of my first pet was Apple. She was a dog. What scares you about aging? I really don't like the thought of like Nico dying and me living. Like that's scary. After seeing like my grandma go through it, I really don't want to go through that. How difficult is it for you to be honest even when your words may be hurtful or unpopular? It's only difficult for me to be honest when I know it's actually really gonna hurt someone. I'm not gonna not be honest because I think that people really need to hear the truth. How difficult is it for you to forgive someone who refuses to apologize? I haven't really had like that issue with anyone, so Not very. How far away from your birthplace do you live now? About 2,000 miles. How has your birth order? Oh, how have my siblings affected me? Okay, so my siblings, it's a little bit more complicated than most people's sibling things. I'm gonna go in with like a green khaki color. I have 2 half sisters, a full brother, and then I was technically adopted by my aunt and uncle, and so I have 4 cousins that are my siblings. So I don't have like a normal like family relationship. The only sibling I have that's like my full sibling is my brother Chandler. My 2 half sisters, one of them I've never met, and then the other one I've met one time, and she was 3 and she lives in Morocco. So we don't have a relationship at all. The siblings that I actually do have pretty like amazing relationships with are my cousins. I don't know if they really consider us siblings, but I do. Those relationships have really been like what I see as like a sibling, actual sibling relationship. At first, whenever I first was like kind of adopted by my aunt and uncle, you know, it was weird. We were all completely different, but now that we're all older and we've all grown up and we've been around each other for a really, really long time, and you know, our lives kind of have melded into, you know, a brother-sister relationship. It's been great. All of them have shaped me into, you know, who I am, and they've made me a better sibling just in general, just being a part of them. And then I feel that I've probably done the same thing for them as well. My cousin sister, Caitlin, she is, you know, probably the one that I'm closest to because we had to share a room for a long time. And she is the mother of my niece Lily, and she is one of the brightest lights on the planet, and I love her to death. And I'm so happy to be her aunt. How many boyfriends have I had? Oh God, too many. How many countries have I been to? America and Morocco. How many oceans have I swum in? 2. How many pairs of shoes do I currently own? Enough, upwards to like 40. How many relationships have I been in? Like full on, like serious relationships? I'm gonna say like 5. How many rings before you answer the phone? It depends on who it is, honestly. How many tattoos do I have? 3. I said that already. How old do you think you'll be when you get married? At this point, who knows? How old were you when you found out that I shouldn't say that. Kids watch these. How old are you when you learn how to ride a bike? I still can't ride a bike, so. Which store would you choose to max out your credit card? Oh God, Gucci? No, I'm just kidding. I would probably max out a credit card. Sephora. I'm just gonna be honest. Would you ever consider living abroad? Absolutely, especially in the state that our country is in. How many days could you last in solitary confinement? Not even 1. Have you forgiven yourself for past personal failures? Why or why not? No. I am really hard on myself, and I feel like a failure all the time. Have you ever suffered a fracture? Yes. Have you ever dated 2 people at one time? Yes. Have you ever been in a beauty pageant? No. Have you ever ridden on a motorbike? No. Have you ever taken self-defense lessons? No. Have you ever visited a country outside of your continent? Yes, Africa. Have you ever won a trophy or award? Yes, I have multiple medals. Have you read the Harry Potter, Hunger Games, or Twilight series? Which one is your favorite? I was not allowed to read the Harry Potter series growing up. Witchcraft was like not allowed. I've never read Hunger Games or Twilight. Out of all of those like series of the movies, Harry Potter is definitely my favorite. Now that I'm an adult, I have watched it. Sorry, Aunt Ellen. When did I go on my first date? I was probably like 13. Get in there. Oh yeah, that's really pretty. Whoa, that made it pop. Look at that. After a breakup, would you rather be alone or surrounded by friends? Alone and surrounded by pizza. What female celebrity do you wish was your sister? Cher. What flavor tea do you enjoy? I really love white tea. What is a strange occurrence you've experienced but have never or rarely shared with anyone? I think that I'm clairvoyant. So there have just been like throughout my life, like I will have dreams, like full on dreams, and then something that is so similar to that dream will happen. And it is the scariest thing on the planet. Like, I have always had these like weird, just coincidental dreams that just happen to come true. What is one thing you'd rather pay someone to do than do yourself? Wash the dishes. What's the first amusement park you've been to? I went to Six Flags with one of my cousins and her dad. What's the most boring movie you've watched? I don't know, but it's been recent and it was Nico's fault. What is the scariest movie you've watched? Probably The Conjuring. What's the worst grade you got on a test? My senior year, I probably got more F's than, you know, like ever. What's your reaction toward people who are outspoken about their beliefs? What conditions cause you to dislike or conversely enjoy talking with them? I like to get to know people. I think that having different views is so interesting, and it was something that I was never allowed to really like do growing up. Like, you were just like told this is how life is, and that's kind of like what you went with, you know? Learning about other people's belief systems and like, I don't know, just why they are the way that they are and why they believe what they believe. It's really honestly interesting to me. And I do disagree with a lot of people and what they believe, and that's totally fine. Like, you're allowed to do that as a human, and especially as an American. What is the farthest away place you've been? Morocco. What's under your bed? Probably water bottles and a lot of trash. What is on the walls of the room you're in? Actually, nothing is on the walls right now. I need to get some art in here. What is one guilty pleasure you enjoy too much to give up? Watching the Vlog Squad. What is something about yourself you hope will change but probably never will? My anxiety. If you could just go away, that would be fab. Where do you buy your jeans? I actually currently don't have any jeans that fit me, but Good American is probably the last place. Yeah, that's the last place I bought jeans from. Where were you on Valentine's Day? Probably home. Where would you want to retire to? I don't think we'll ever retire, but I would probably want to retire to Hawaii. What is something you're gifted at? I think that I'm pretty gifted with doing my own makeup. I wish I was gifted with doing other people's makeup. And that was the next question. What is the best compliment you've ever received? That I am a good teacher. What's the first movie you remember seeing? I really can't think back that far. What's the first thing you do when you get home? I take off my pants. What's the furthest you've ever been from home? Morocco, but Morocco was my home, so I don't know. I feel like probably here, but now here is my home. It's just a vicious cycle. Everywhere is my home when you're a gypsy. One item you can't leave home without, my keys. What do you like about your home? I love that it actually feels like a home and it's not just like a house that we live in, you know? If you could change something about your home with worry about expense or mess, without worry about expense or mess, what would you do? I would knock down a few walls. I would definitely decorate everything. I would paint. Are you a morning person or a night owl? I hate the morning and I can't stay up late, so neither. What time do you usually get up in the morning? 7:30. What is your usual bedtime? I usually get in bed around 11:30 and then I don't fall asleep until around 1 just because of insomnia. What's the first thing you do when you open your eyes in the morning? I check Instagram. What's the first thing you think of when you wake up in the morning? Is Nico still breathing? What's the first app you check when you wake up in the morning? I check Instagram. Do you usually remember your dreams in the morning? Only if they're super vivid. What's the first time you were allowed to put on makeup? My mom was like a model for a little bit. It was around the time that the second Harry Potter book came out, and that's when I first started wearing makeup. I don't remember what year that was. First book you remember reading? Charlotte's Web. What kind of books do you like to read? None. What's the last book you read? Probably Night by Elie Wiesel. Are you reading at the moment? Nope, I hate reading. Are books on your shelf that are begging to be read? I'm sure they are. What book do you remember as being important to you? Stuart Little. What was the last film you saw? In theaters? Star Wars. What's the last movie you saw at the cinema? Star Wars. What was the last thing you downloaded on your computer? A screenshot for thumbnail. What's the last thing you watched on TV? Probably Live PD. What's the strangest thing you believed as a child? That fairies lived in the rainforest? Or that the never-ending story was actually true? What's the thing you changed a TV channel with? The remote? What kind of car do you drive? A 2018 Kia Soul. What language besides your native language would you like to be fluent in? French, so that I could speak with my grandmother, or just Moroccan so that I knew a really cool language that not a whole lot of people know. What male celebrity do you wish was your brother? Brad Leone. What medical conditions do you have? Crippling anxiety, chronic depression, chronic migraines. I have skin cancer on my nose. I also have a lazy eye, which is a medical condition. It's this, is it this one? I think it's this one. Yeah. What piece of technology can you not live without? My cell phone, like everyone. What position do you sleep in? A lot. What religion will you raise your children to practice? Being a good human being. What was your best news you've ever received? My niece Lily was gonna be born. I love her. What was the first concert you ever attended? Dave Matthews Band. When was the first tattoo I got? It was my Delta for marching drum corps. What's the last thing that I bought? Probably food. Yeah, it was curly fries from Jack in the Box. The most recent compliment you've received and savored. Oh, I don't know. Probably that my hair looked good. What was the name of your first pet? Apple. What was your first cooking experience? Probably spaghetti on Christmas with my grandma and grandpa. What was your first ever cell phone? It was like a flip phone Samsung that had a pink John Deere case on it. Oh God, I was so gross. I got it taken away so many times in school too, because it would just go off. What word do you use to address a group of people? Y'all. What would you name your daughter if you had one? Zoe. What would you name your son if you had one? Probably something with a Z, Xander. I want one of both. What's my strongest sense? Intuition, definitely. What do you dislike about living in your neighborhood? It can be scary at night. What drains your energy? Stupid people. The best part of my job is watching students grow every single day. What are some of your different jobs you've had in your life? Really, I've only worked in retail and taught color guard. And the job I have now as a secretary is probably the weirdest job that I've had. Do you love your job? I love one of my jobs. What's the hardest part of your job? Kid drama. What was my first job? Teaching color guard at Neville High School. If you could have any job, what would it be? I would be a product tester for a cosmetics company. They can test products on me all they want. If you had to do volunteer work, what would it be? It would definitely be helping young girls well, not just girls actually, helping children be more confident in their situations. What takes the biggest chunk of your paycheck? Bills, for sure. Are you satisfied with how you spend your money? No. How do you replenish your energy? I sleep a lot and I eat a lot of pizza. What about religion has changed for you as you've aged? I am now atheist. Not a lot of people know that, but I guess they do now. I was raised Catholic or Baptist or Christian in general, so there's that. What artistic endeavors have you tried and decided you were bad at? A lot of them. Painting being the top one. What current world events are really troubling you? Our president. What dreams have you given up on as realistic? Being rich. Ever. What has been the hardest thing for you to face or learn? That my life is never gonna be easy. What's hard about not being a parent? Nothing. I don't want to be a parent right now. What's one of the worst things that could happen to you? My grandma dying. What is something that scares you that you would never ever try? Jumping out of an airplane. What is something you've never done that you'd like to try? Make pasta. What's the most difficult thing you've done for love? God, so many things. It's disgusting. What's the prettiest thing, the pettiest thing you've done to prove a point? I'm not very petty. What app do you use the most? Instagram. How often do you skip breakfast? Every day. I never eat breakfast. Did my mom go to college? She went to cosmetology school. So, I mean, that's kind of the same thing. Describe yourself in a single sentence. I am dramatic. One thing you know now that you wish you had known as a kid? I don't even know the answer to that. Which animals scare you the most and why? Birds, because they have shit on me so many times. What are some of my bad habits? I pick my nose a lot in public. I burp a lot and I'm very gassy and open about it. For my last birthday, we went to Vegas. That was a lot of fun. What did you dress up as on Halloween when you were 8? I don't know. What did you want to be when you grew up? I wanted to be an artist. What do you call carbonated drinks? drinks, Cokes. What do you do when rain falls while the sun is shining? What do you call it when rain falls while the sun is shining? Louisiana? What do you consider unforgivable? Cheating. What do you do for a living? I teach color guard. Is there an item you collect? Makeup. Are you a hoarder? Yes. Do you know how to pump your own gas? Yeah. I'm not from Oregon. Do you love dancing? Absolutely. Do you really know all the words to your national anthem? Yes, I do. What's the longest period you've spent in a hospital? Maybe like 6 hours. I got surgery one time. Most ridiculous thing you've had to visit the hospital for? I broke my ankle on a moped and I had to get the bone that broke off screwed back onto my leg. I still have the screws. What's something most people don't know about you? I don't like a lot of people, but I'm okay with it. To what extent do you trust people? I don't. What do you do if you can't sleep at night? Do you count sheep? No, I literally stare at the ceiling. It's awful. What do you do most when you're bored? Watch YouTube. What do you find yourself always procrastinating? Doing laundry. What do you think about more than anything else? Color guard. Is your father bald? No, he's not, but he does have Cruella de Vil hair where it splits down the middle and one side is white and the other side is black, so that's pretty cool. Are you proud of your father? Yes, he's come a long way. Are you proud of your mother? Yes, she has come even farther. What makes you sad about your dad's life and unmet dreams? I think my dad moved to America at a really hard time in his life and he never really grew up, I guess. And I know that he could have been something great. I think he was like a DJ at one point and I think that would have been really cool. But it makes me sad that, you know, he's been a cab driver his entire life in America and he's never really accomplished anything more than that other than having kids. And though he's great at that and he's a great cab driver and he has wonderful clients and everything, I think he could have done more with his life. And I think he wishes he had done more and he's very depressed about it. And it makes me very sad to see my dad that way. And kind of the same thing with my mom. She had a lot of troubles with addiction. It kind of derailed her. She was in the military. She had a very successful clientele doing nails. And I think that she could have been something absolutely incredible. And they're both wonderful people in their own ways. But I think that they definitely had more potential than what, you know, they let their lives turn out to be. What makes you wince about how you are like your father? When I bite into a sandwich, I get this squinty eye thing and my mouth, the corners of my mouth open really wide. My dad does the same exact thing. Same exact thing. And my brother always laughs at me every time he watches me eat because he thinks I look like my dad. What the hell? What makes you wince about how you are like your mother? We both have a really bad mouth on us and we don't know when to shut up sometimes. How are you different from your dad? I've kind of got it pulled together a little bit. How am I different from my mom? Not very, honestly. How are you glad that you're like your dad? I think that I'm very interesting and artistic like my dad. I think that I'm pretty cool like my dad. I have this go with the flow attitude like my dad. And I'm glad that I'm like my mom in that I look almost exactly like her and she's super pretty, so we're good there. And I'm strong. She's a strong woman and all of the women in our family are, so I'm doing good. What messages or myths about sex did you believe growing up? I thought kissing would make you pregnant. Yeah. When did you immediately click with someone you just met? The day that I met Nico. Love at first sight, telling you. Are you close to anyone now that you initially disliked? Yes. What nonprofit do you believe in supporting? That's a hard question. I would rather give my money to someone individually than give it to an organization that is going to spend most of it on marketing. What piece of art did you see that you have never forgotten? The Hagia Sophia. Architecture is art. I don't care what you say. What pipe dreams did you have that you wish could come true? I don't know what that means. What does music matter to you? Music is everything. What type of music do you like or do you dislike most? Screaming nonsense rock music. Hate it. If you had 1 year left to live, what would you do for you? I would eat every single carb on the planet and every pickle. If you had a day left to live and you could spend it with anyone, who would you choose for it to be? My grandma, probably. Oh, that made me emotional. Oh, I hated that. If you inherited $100,000 right now, how would you spend it? It would all go to my student loans and then I would still have money left over to pay. You became a multi-millionaire overnight, what would you buy? I would pay off my student loans and I would buy all of the makeup and skincare that I've ever wanted and probably a Birkin bag so that I could sell it in a few years and then make all of that money over again. If you could change one thing about the world regardless of guilt or politics, what would you do? I would change hunger. there's plenty of food for everyone to eat. If you could eat at lunch with one famous person, who would it be? I would love to eat a salad with the Kardashians. I think that would be cool. Ow. Says, if you could give your younger self any advice, what would it be? I would just tell my younger self to keep going. Don't let anyone do anything to you that will keep you from pushing through, and trust people less. And it does eventually kind of get better. If you could go anywhere in the world on vacation, where would you go? I would go to Bali. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would you live? Switzerland? If you could meet any one person from history, who would it be? Probably Oprah. If you could restore one broken relationship, which one would it be? I have a friend that we were best friends throughout like middle school. I don't think our relationship is broken. I just moved away, and you know, people move on with their lives, and that is totally fine. But I do miss like her and I being super close. And she's about to have a baby, and like all these exciting things are happening. I'm so super happy for her, but I do wish that we were, you know, close friends again. If you don't have any, have you ever thought of getting one? What? If you had a big win at the lottery, how long would you wait to tell people? I would probably not tell people. I mean, I would probably tell my vlog, but that would be it. If you have a nickname, what is it? I've always been called like Sophie or Sophia, like a version of my name. But last year, some of the band kids got really creative and they created a nickname for me, Carrot Bitch. That was pretty fun. I enjoyed that. If you could choose only one, would you rather go to Paris or London? London. If you could live forever, would you rather stay one age forever or get older? I would rather stay this age, honestly. When did you suffer your first heartbreak? When I was in the 7th grade. The first time I was on a plane, oh my God, I freaked out. Do you see the glass half empty or half full? I see the glass half empty all the time, because I think that there should always be room to grow. And if your glass is already half full, you know, you don't have as much room, I don't think. But if you see it as empty, then you have something to keep pushing toward. Does that make sense? That's 300 questions about me. I hope that you got to know me a little bit better. I hope that you enjoyed watching me do my makeup and get ready. But yeah, I hope you have a fantastic day. I gotta go. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
What we dreaming? Are we dreaming?